All right, let's just dive right in. Today, we are unpacking 5 absolutely crucial current affairs updates from August 22nd, 2026, mapping out India's rapid developmental push. If you're prepping for competitive exams or honestly just want to understand the intricate gears turning behind national development, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down today's top updates, ensuring you don't just memorize the facts, but you actually understand the strategy behind them. So here is our roadmap for this explainer. We'll be covering boosting mobile manufacturing, the BRICS Communication Summit in Pune, empowering rural women, some award-winning e-governance, and finally, protecting farmer incomes. Let's get to it. Section 1. Boosting mobile manufacturing and strengthening the ecosystem. We're kicking things off with the tech sector and a massive initiative notified by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It's called the Mobile Phone Manufacturing Scheme, or MPMS. And the big takeaway here, this isn't just a quick fix. We're talking about a 5-year strategic mission, running from fiscal year 26-27 all the way to 2030-31. The whole goal is to shift India away from simply assembling imported parts, right? We want to build a truly robust, self-reliant manufacturing supply chain right at home. And to put this into perspective, just think about the scale of this investment. An absolutely staggering 62,500 crore rupees. When you hear a number that massive, it's a clear signal. This isn't just policy on paper, it's some serious financial muscle being flexed to ensure India can truly compete with established tech giants globally. What's really smart about this scheme is its dual approach. It splits this funding right down the middle. Target Segment 1 is all about the broad foundation, essentially expanding core manufacturing capabilities and getting those massive plants up and running regardless of the brand. But then, Target Segment 2 is much more specific. It's totally focused on nurturing and scaling homegrown indigenous Indian mobile brands so they can finally stand shoulder to shoulder with international competitors. Moving on to Section 2, BRICS Communications in Pune, focusing on global tech cooperation. Because, building the hardware is just half the battle. Shaping the global digital rules is the other. India recently hosted the 12th BRICS Communications Ministers meeting, and it was held in Pune, Maharashtra, which makes total sense given it's such a massive academic and IT hub. As the 2026 BRICS chair, India really drove the conversation toward digital public infrastructure, or DPI, and future cybersecurity. The delegates weren't just talking about basic internet access. They were locking down agreements on highly secure information and communication systems that the entire global south can actually trust. But it's one thing to talk about billions in tech and high-level international summits. The real question we have to ask is, how does this overarching modernization actually trickle down to the grassroots level? If it doesn't reach the villages, it's incomplete. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, empowering rural women through the Sankalp Shakti initiative. This is a crucial part of the second phase of the national campaign on entrepreneurship under DANRLM. So, what is Sankalp Shakti? Basically, it's the very first Rural Enterprise Technical Bulletin. It's a monthly publication designed specifically to guide women-led self-help groups in building sustainable businesses. Imagine being a rural entrepreneur. You've got the drive, but maybe lack some of the technical know-how. This bulletin bridges that exact gap, providing practical intelligence every single month for both farm and non-farm enterprises. And here's a great detail to remember for your exams. The local support providers, who used to go by these really clunky acronyms like CRPEPs and BDSPs, have been officially rebranded. They are now recognized as Udyam Sakhis, which beautifully translates to Friends of Enterprise. It's such a smart move because it makes these vital community roles feel so much more approachable for the women they're actually helping. Okay, so we've covered grassroots entrepreneurship, but let's pivot to the bureaucracy itself. How is technology fundamentally reshaping government services and citizen grievance systems? Because a modern economy absolutely demands a modern, responsive government. Let's look at Section 4, Award-Winning E-Governance. The 20th National E-Governance webinar just handed out top honors for central-level initiatives that are basically rewiring how the government works through digital transformation. You really need to know the difference between the top 2 winners here. AgriStack took home the Gold Award for creating a digital public infrastructure for farming data. On the flip side, eJuggeriti snagged the Silver Award for revolutionizing consumer dispute resolutions. eJuggeriti essentially connects national, state, and district commissions end-to-end. So if you buy a faulty product, the digital trail to get your problem solved is now completely seamless. Now let's quickly unpack that gold winner. AgriStack is built on 3 foundational registries: the Farmers Registry, the Crop Sown Registry, and geo-referenced village maps. Think of this as the absolute digital backbone of Indian agriculture. By knowing exactly who the farmers are, what they planted, and mapping their villages with pinpoint accuracy, the government can deliver subsidies and crop insurance directly, completely cutting out the guesswork and the red tape. So the digital infrastructure is there, right? But how do these national data registries actually translate to direct physical income protection for the farmers on the ground? All that data doesn't help if a sudden market crash wipes out a livelihood. That leads us right into Section 5, protecting farmer incomes through the PMASH scheme. While the tech we discussed earlier is looking to the future, PMASH is the immediate shield protecting the present agricultural economy. PMASAS, which stands for Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aaya Sanrakshan Abhiyan, is a massive umbrella scheme originally launched back in 2018. Its entire purpose is to act as a buffer. It strengthens minimum support price implementation so farmers aren't forced into distressed sales when market prices plummet, while at the exact same time, it keeps consumer prices stable. It is an incredibly delicate but necessary balancing act. And just like we saw with the tech sector, the government is putting serious money behind this. They've allocated a substantial 7,200 crore rupees to PM ASHA for the 2026-27 fiscal year. It really shows that even as we sprint toward a digital future, keeping the agricultural economy foundational and stable remains a heavy fiscal priority. Let's de-jargonize this because it's a heavily tested topic. PMASH has 4 distinct pillars, and you'll definitely want to remember these acronyms. PSS is the Price Support Scheme, involving actual physical procurement of crops. PSF is the Price Stabilization Fund, which is used strategically to cool down market prices when they spike. PDPS is the Price Deficiency Payment Scheme, and this one compensates farmers for the price gap without the government physically buying the crops. And finally, MIS, the Market Intervention Scheme, which is mostly used for perishable horticultural crops. Each pillar serves a very tactical purpose in the broader economy. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. From a 62,500 crore tech push to empowering rural women through the Ujjam Sakhis to casting these massive safety nets across the agricultural sector. Which of these moves do you think is going to truly define India's next decade? The beauty of studying all of this is seeing how these distinct threads weave the fabric of tomorrow. Keep reviewing these concepts, internalize the strategies, and I will see you in the next explainer.